Hello everyone, myself Lakshay Mittal, and today I am going to tell you about some of the most influential people of the world. So without wasting any time, let's start.
You may write me down in history with your bitter twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
So judges, are you aware of the poet of this pulchritudinous poem? Okay then, it's time to reveal the name.
As a girl, Marguerite Ann Johnson endured trauma and abuse that actually led her to stop speaking. But as a performer and ultimately a writer, a poet, Maya Angelou found her voice.
Maya Angelou was an American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist. She published several essays, books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television years. She received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. When she was merely 7, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. No child should have to experience such unfathomable agony. However, the situation escalated when she revealed this to her uncles, who beat up the man to death. Angelou felt responsible and stopped talking. Angelou remained mute for 5 years, but developed a love for language. Her transformation from a defeated and traumatized child to a person who expressed herself unequivocally and acknowledged that she was a survivor was not easy. A quote by this commendable lady says, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. To tell a story, you need to break your comfort zone just like this inspirational lady did. It may be difficult for some people than for others, but it must be done."
I cherish the ideal of a new South Africa where all South Africans are equal. For anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid, revolutionary, political leader and philanthropist. He was born on 18 July 1918 and left for heaven on 5 December 2013. He studied law at University of Port Hare and then worked as a lawyer. He then became involved in African national politics and joined ANC in 1943. He was repeatedly arrested for his seditious activities. In 1961, he co-founded the militant and led a sabotage campaign against the government. He was arrested and imprisoned in 1962 and subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment for conspiring to overthrow the state following the Rivonia trial. He spent 27 years in prison in the Robben Island and got released in 1990. In 1994 multiracial general elections, Mandela led ANC to victory and became president. Declining second presidential term, he became elder statesman and focused on combating poverty and HIV/AIDS. Widely regarded as an icon of democracy and social justice, he received more than 250 honors, including Nobel Peace Prize.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I feel it, though I do not see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt and yet defies all proof.
Being here in Gandhi's land reaffirmed his conviction that in the struggle for justice and human dignity, the most potent weapon of all.
Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869 in Gujarat, India. In 1893, he moved to South Africa to represent an Indian merchant in a lawsuit and lived there for 21 years. In 1915, aged 45, he returned to India, assuming leadership of Indian National Congress. In 1921, he led nationwide campaigns for easing poverty, ending untouchability, and achieving Swaraj. Thereafter, Gandhi lived modestly in self-sufficient community, ate vegetarian food, and undertook long fasts. Gandhi challenged the British-imposed salt tax with the Dandi Salt March in 1930 and later calling in for British to quit India in 1942. He was imprisoned for many years in both South Africa and India. In August 1947, Britain granted India independence, but British Indian Empire was partitioned into two dominions, a Hindu-majority India and Muslim-majority Pakistan. In the months following, he undertook several fasts up to death to stop religious violence. Some Indians thought Gandhi was too accommodating. Among them was Nathuram Godse, who assassinated Gandhi on 30 January 1948 by firing 3 bullets into his chest. Gandhi's birthday, 2nd October, is commemorated as Gandhi Jayanti as well as International Day of Violence.
We realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. In the same way, when we were in Swat, the north of Pakistan, we realized the importance of pens and books when we saw the guns.
Today, we proudly bestow honorary Canadian citizenship on Malala Yousafzai, a young woman from Pakistan who has done tremendous things for the people of her country and for the children of the world.
Malala Yousafzai was born on 12 July 1997 in Mingora, Pakistan. In 2009, when she was 12, she wrote a blog under a pseudonym for the BBC Urdu detailing her life during the Pakistani Taliban occupation of Swat. She rose in prominence, giving interviews, and was nominated for International Children's Peace Prize. In October 2012, she was hit in the head with a bullet in an assassination attempt in retaliation for her activism, and this incident sparked an international outpouring of support for her. Following her recovery, she became a prominent activist for the right to education. In 2013, she co-authored I Am Malala, an international bestseller. In 2013, aged 17, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, making her the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. In 2015, she was a subject of Oscar shortlisted documentary renamed Me Malala. She has also been featured as one of the most influential people globally in the Times magazine. She was awarded with honorary Canadian citizenship and became youngest person to address House of Commons of Canada. She finally graduated in 2020 from Oxford University.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!
Greta Thunberg, born on 3 January 2003, is a Swedish environmental activist. Her activism started after convincing her parents to adopt several lifestyle choices to reduce their own carbon footprint. In 2018, she started spending her school days outside Swedish Parliament holding up a sign reading "School Strike for Climate." She was soon joined by other students and now organizes movement under the name Fridays for Future. To avoid flying, she sailed to North America where she attended the 2019 UN Climate Action Summit. Her sudden rise to world fame has made her both a leader and target for critics. Her influence on world stage has been described as the Greta Effect. She received numerous awards, including Fellowship of the Royal Scottish Geographical Society, inclusion in Time's 100 Most Influential People, and Forbes list of World's 100 Most Powerful Women, and 3 consecutive nominations for Nobel Peace Prize.